So your predecessors say that you have been transparent and that you carried them along with your expenditures. Interestingly, you're also the first governor to disclose your security vote on this show. Even though you did not tell us the figure specifically, but you mentioned that it's now up to 300 million. Maybe before this interview ends.
I can tell you straight away. No. I'm transparent enough to tell you that we came in and met 200 million naira as security vote. Security vote is still 200 million naira. We have not increased it. At one point, when we were having a lot of challenges at the junction, so the security people came and asked to make checkpoints. They increased it to 300 million. The moment we had safety on the road, we reduced it back to originally what it is. So I'm more than happy to disclose to you. And this one is go directly to the security people. And that's what it is.
So I guess we have the figure now. Nasarawa gets 200 million security vote. But I even wanted to say or ask, these projects you've talked about, did they go through public procurement review? And are you willing to publish the cost breakdown to assure taxpayers of value for money?
Let me tell you one statement that happened. On arrival in Nasarawa, I came from the private sector first. You have to appreciate my background. So I came from the private sector, and maybe if you are looking at the social media, somebody actually posted when we announced what we use and spend in construction of this road network. And we announced that we constructed everything around 16 billion naira. And somebody screamed and said that if this were to be in their own state, this will be somewhere around 100 billion. He cannot believe that it's only 16 billion that we have done that, because everything went through the BPP and went through everything that we had to do. So I don't approve anything that does not go through the BPP. And the BPP actually back established by law within the state. And that's the first thing that I did on arrival in Nasarawa State to ensure that we have that. The whole idea is to leave Nasarawa State with solid foundation as far as transparency and accountability is concerned. That's the reason why you see us doing what we are doing.
And I'm sure that residents are really counting on that. But Nasarawa has been spotlighted as one of the states with massive untapped solid mineral wealth. In fact, your lithium deposit is considered the largest in the country. What measurable progress has your administration made in mineral exploration? And what revenue really would you say Nasarawa has earned from this sector in the past 2 years?
Since my background in the oil and gas sector, when I was the MD of African Petroleum, I kept hearing Nasarawa had oil. Nasarawa is the home of solid minerals. In fact, that's our slogan, home of solid minerals. But there has never been any activity that you could see, in the state. When I came in 2019, the first ministry I visited, less than 1 month after I assumed office, in the month of June, 2019, I visited the Ministry of Solid Minerals. At the time, they didn't even have a minister. I visited them, and then I said, here I come. I want to know how many licenses were given in Nasarawa State, who were given the licenses, their locations, and what kind of mineral they were either exploring, or they were mining. So I got the complete list, thanks to the ministry. Then from there, we came up with the idea of establishing, an executive law where it says, if you are mining in Nasarawa State, we are pleading with you also to process in Nasarawa State. So we'll be able to do that. Otherwise, they were just taking sand out of Nasarawa State. So today, I'm happy to tell you that we have several processing companies. One of them, and the most famous of them is the lithium mining, which Mr. President, actually asked the Senate President to go on his behalf and commission it. And that one is only 3 million metric tons. In this month of June that is coming, then the biggest one in the country so far, and perhaps in West Africa, is going to be completed. And I'm sure we are coming back again to Mr. President to ask him to come and commission it very close to the area. And there are 2 others that are coming up, in addition to mining and tantalite. All of them are being processed today in Nasarawa State. There is tin that is being processed, lead that is being processed, tantalite that is being processed. That's where we are going.
Governor Sule, the last time we spoke, you mentioned that Nasarawa is now in a position to fund its own budget, thanks to improved federal allocations and what you called a stronger IGR base. But there's been a growing national conversation, and I'm sure you're following it yourself, urging citizens to hold governors accountable for how they are spending this significant revenue increase post-subsidy. You probably can only speak for Nasarawa, but how do you assess the broader response of governors across the country to this new fiscal reality?
I think there has been significant amount of improvement. In fact, I rushed from Jos to come to this show because according to the invitation, you are going to review. I didn't know you are reviewing the one of Nasarawa. I told you we are reviewing the 2 years of Mr. President. So I left from Jos quickly to rush back here, and come and speak on it. So I just left Jos. And if you go to Jos and see, Jos is a state being run by a PDP governor. And I was with him during the show this morning. And I told him, congratulations with the work that you are doing. I have seen Jos has changed completely. He said, well, I have seen also life here because I just went to Benue recently. I saw life here has changed, has now become, in fact, he made it a public statement when he went on the podium. Life here has changed now into a true capital rather than a local government headquarters that it used to be. So, and if you go to so many states, it's the same thing. You see a lot of improvement. But if you are talking of holding governors, liable, for what they are doing and hold them accountable, let us go ahead and do that. But let me correct one statement you made earlier that I said on this show that Nasarawa is capable of funding his budget. No, I think you misunderstood me. I can never say that at this moment. I'm saying that Nasarawa has the great potentials. Okay.
No, what I said was that you said you are now capable to fund state police.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying funding my budget.
No. Funding state police.
Funding state police. Okay. Okay. Funding state police, to be honest with you, we are ready. The reason why we are ready is because security that we have enjoyed in Nasarawa State is responsible for the various investors that we continue to see in Nasarawa State. So we cannot play around with that. Right. And we are going in the positive direction. Therefore, we are in a position definitely to fund our state police according to the capacity of Nasarawa State. Yes.